Alright, chat. Time to just do a banker.
Yo guys, Nico here, and we're back with another highlights video of PSGL round 11, I think. This is around Spa, relatively good track for me. Pace was looking good in practice, so we're looking to do a good result here. As we're going to show the standings now, we are P8, slowly catching up a little bit, having not done the first few rounds. But as we see, we're still around 30 points behind Bari, so quite a bit of ground to make up, but we can definitely catch the top 5 there. So we're going to do our best and try to get a good result today as we start our Q1 first run. I felt relatively confident. I didn't have any lack of confidence, and I felt pretty good in practice, so we just need a clean lap here and we should be easily through. Even though the grid tonight is absolutely stacked, it's basically the whole of esports grid, maybe aside from 1 or 2 drivers, but everyone's here. All the top drivers are here. There's Jarno, Lucas, Barry, Freddy, myself, Marcel. Literally, there's everyone. So it's going to be super competitive, as always, as we actually negotiate Sector 1 and the Star Sector 2 pretty well. Not taking any risk. As you can see, they're very conservative on the track limits as well. Puon downshifting to 7th, not flat out whatsoever with my wings. I think everybody realized very quickly that yet again my wings were very low compared to everyone else. But in fact, I didn't even touch the setup from WR, to be quite honest with you guys. I just felt comfortable. We didn't have too much time to really build a new one. That's the actual reality. But at the same time, I felt comfortable with this one. So I kept my low wings, even though I noticed that everyone else was on higher wings. And potentially, it would have been... I don't know if it was faster or if it was easier to set a lap in. But nonetheless, we're going to crack on as we do a relatively okay last corner. Maybe it went a little bit deep, but we get a good exit. So as we are currently... P2 right behind Bari by 9 milliseconds.
Oh my god. Guys, you quicker.
Yeah, as we quicker in Sector 1 and 3. But
Yeah,
here we
3.4%
barely passed Q1. Like, it was very closer than I expected. But yeah, either way,
You can do
the
that tire.
the 2 Alpines and the 2 Aston Martins are out, and Thomas Ronhar actually got disqualified from being too slow in the pit entry. So that was unfortunate for him. I think he was going to be definitely a top contender for pole position, that's for sure, because his Q1 lap was already absolutely cracked. Yeah, it was more than a 10th clear of P2 even at the end of the session, so he definitely had the best pace out here tonight. But nonetheless, we're gonna hop onto Q2. This is the first lap on the fresh set of tires, and I was really looking to do a good lap here. I really wanted to have 2 tires for Q3. Because you just need to build that confidence, and if you went into Q3 with just 1 shot quali, basically, it was going to be very difficult to set a really competitive lap in. So I was really focused this run. I had to get a good lap in because I already used 2 sets of tires in Q1 by mistake, kind of. Like I went out at the end of Q1, but like I didn't actually do a lap. But so the tire was still quite a bit used, and in a track like Spa where it's 7 kilometers, even a little bit used tire is so much slower. So anyway, as we finishing your Sector 2, there's a little bit of a slide there, but we reached the end of Sector 2. Stavlo, 3rd gear, short shift to 4th. We've had 0.27. Split was actually pretty good. The split not too bad. We're looking to beat Alfie's lap time actually, because since our wings are way lower, we're going to be way quicker in the last sector, so we should be gaining quite a bunch of time on him. We'll see how the last chicane goes. 100-meter board, down to 4th, down to 3rd right at the end for the rotation. We hit the apexes pretty well, good exit as well. And we do a 0.160 and puts us P1. And I was very content with that lap, to be honest. I was pretty sure I was going to be safe.
Is Jake improving?
But as we see here at the end of Q2, Bari invalidated, so he's out. Jarno is also out in P11, didn't improve, and Lucas invalidated as well. So the
fucked
top
up last
3
chicane.
championship contenders
Yeah,
out
that as well.
all in Q2. So that was huge for us, for our ambition to catch up to the top of the standings as we come to the end of the first lap in Q3. Not a good lap. It was not a good lap. It was a 40.119, slower than Q2.
Never mind,
So-
bro.
Not the best lap of the qualifying session, to say the least. As we jump on to the last round of Q3, and this is where the magic happens, where all the grip is there, and you just have to put it all together for a blistering lap time and fight for pole. And somehow we were P1 after that first lap in the Q3. So either way, I didn't have to improve too much. So we're just gonna look to do a clean lap. No risking too much on the track limits, especially here in Lecombe and No Name. They're very easy to invalidate, so we're just gonna take it chill. We go 8th gear all the way up to 344 kilometers an hour, so very quick on the straight. 4th gear, we get a good cut, good exit as well. Lose a little bit of time, but overall still gained. As we lose the back end a little bit down the hairpin, but I think it was still quite quick because the minimum speed was very high. No Name was good as well, as we are 1.5 tenths up, even more, 160 up, coming onto Puon, as we also nailed Puon. Good apex, minimum speed was high. We didn't scrub off any speed as well, so we were 180 up. But as we see here, I do go a little bit deep. I do not hit the apex whatsoever, and it compromised my whole chicane as we lose about half, I'd say half a tenth to 60. But we negotiate Stavlo very well, have a really, really good exit onto the last sector. With a 0-2 split and my wings, we're on for a 0.8 here. We're on for a very good lap, and currently pole position is a 0.96, so not that quick at all. So all our cards are on my side of the table now, and I got to play them right in this last chicane as we absolutely nail the last chicane. I think that is the best last chicane I've ever taken in Spa. As you can see, I gained more than a tenth, and we have come across the line with a 0.819.
What was my last?
I was very happy with my last sector.
Last.
Yeah, a 0.7 last sector. That is about
Okay.
2 tenths, 1.5 tenths, 2 tenths faster than everyone else.
Careful with the front
So
wing, guys.
that was absolutely crazy. Anyway, we move on to the race. We are P1. Behind us, I think, is Ulas and Brendan, if I'm not mistaken. Or I need to check. Oh, Danny, sorry. Danny Brendan's name. We're going to start on softs here. And everyone around us is on mediums or hards. Well, mostly. Our teammate Barry also starting on softs. The same strategy as us. Trying to keep the track position. Because it's, as we're gonna see during the race, track position is absolutely king in a DRS train like Spa. So we played it safe and just started on the soft tire, and we just didn't want to lose any unnecessary positions at the start of the race. So we're gonna use a lot of ERS here to keep P1, as they're all spamming to maybe try and get past me and holding me up, but that's not gonna work. And they do a little mistake there. Goes a little bit deep, Danny, and he loses quite a bit of time in Lecombe. So now, objective is do not push the ERS, like not use it completely, but still somewhat push the tire to make a gap to P2. So we're not gonna save the tires here. We're not gonna be conservative. I want to build a gap and try to stay out of their DRS, or keep them out of my DRS zone for as long as possible. Ideally the whole stint, so that would mean I could do an extra lap in case I get undercutted, and I would still be ahead or right alongside and have fresher tires. So that was the plan. And the plan for Barry was to potentially pit
Barry
a lap
is 3
before
cars
me,
ahead of you, have on softs,
and then
Nico on
catch
P1.
me so we could work
The rest is
together.
all on mediums.
What the fuck?
So P2, P3, P4 medium, P5 on hard, P6 also medium. I think Alfie Butcher. And then P7, P8, P9, I think it was like Marcel, Jarno, Barry, they were all on soft. So we are way up the road on the soft tire people. So this is very, very good news for us. As we skip on to lap 2 here,
Last big mistake
3,
last
we're
game.
increasing the gap to 1.9, 1.7, 1.9, 2.1 now. So the gap is increasing, but as we skip on to lap 7, it's only 1 second to Brendan, as he pushed a lot of ERS, thinking he wanted to get into my DRS, but he ends up pitting alongside the whole RAG team. So
He's on the
They
hard.
They all started
He's
on
onto
mediums,
hards. They're onto hards.
and they
The whole
pitted for the
RIG team.
hard tire. So their strategy
my
was pit all three at the same time and work together to keep everybody behind. So I was very
All three
shocked by
RIG
this
drivers are in.
strategy. I
Also
don't know why I
hards.
didn't see it coming. I should have potentially
Thomas
thought about
Ford,
it.
DRS, Ryan.
But yeah, the strategy actually sounds pretty good at this point. The hards will last easily till the end of the race. They will not drop in pace.
You can try and get
And
a bit closer if you can.
being three working together is a massive, massive, massive advantage. So what going through my head is, let's just do a clean in lap. Well, actually, I wasn't gonna pit this lap. I wanted to go a bit longer to put the mediums, because the mediums are quicker than the hards throughout the whole stint. As we get a little bit of a warning there, we get understeer from the tires just being completely dead. And I just really need to get out of this compound as fast as possible. But yeah, my plan was not to pit this lap, but the lap after. But during the lap, my engineer talked with Barry's engineer, with Jona. So Simon and Jona were talking, and they decided to pit me first and cover the undercut from the RAG team, which, in hindsight, was probably the right call. But at the time when I was driving
but
here,
you can do
I
that
was
same
not
if you want.
convinced. I really did not want to pit because I knew I was going to struggle quite a bit towards the end.
Yeah,
Why?
Barry, we have to go one longer.
Box.
Why?
To
No.
be in front of all these hard runners.
So I end up
Very
trusting
well
my engineer. I pit a lap earlier and
That is
still
not
put the
always-
mediums, which maybe I could have put the hards, but I can explain you guys why I decided to go on the medium. And it's very simple, honestly. If I put the hards, I would not have the pace to easily lead the train until the end of the race. If I put the hards, all three RAG drivers would be pushing
people
me
could've put the
to
hards and
pass
been ahead of
me
the hard
and
when
defend
they
from
Be
me.
only behind Brandon.
And it was going to be
push the RS.
very, very hard. So, but on the medium,
don't
I
need
could
to push
easily
DRS.
take the lead and kind of control the pace and not have them overtake me.
That's
As here, we lift off and play some DRS game with Brendan, which I think was the right decision because Brendan now has no DRS and there's three cars behind him using ERS with Slipstream, and we're just all gonna get past him and he's basically getting eaten alive. As you can see, all three of us pass him. So that was the right call, even though I wish I was ahead of Alfie here or ahead of both of them, but it's not a big deal. I will get past them the next lap
Are they fighting?
with my tire advantage
Yes.
and my ERS. And my
Watching
my
the
Shelly
lap
speed was
number.
very fast as well. So
Yeah.
I think
we
can
skip
need to
on to
try
the
to
lap
get in
straight
front of
after
this
this, and
group somehow.
as predicted, I
Set the
get past
pace,
Ulas
so
with no
that's
DRS, and I get past Alfie as well, which actually kind of lets me by, which honestly makes sense. I was way quicker, and all he wanted to do was probably save tires, save ERS, and just
Fucking do.
chill behind me. So if I was Alfie, I would have done the exact same thing. So yeah, now we're just gonna look to tire save. This is the next 10 laps. I'm not gonna push at all. I just need to keep my tires somewhat alive because the race will be won at the end of the race, the last lap, not now. I'm not gonna just pull
I mean, it
away
will be
and
easier to
win.
defend
That's
from
not
them
gonna
than
happen.
attacking three of
They'll
them.
just catch me again with
Lucas
the
is gonna go
DRS.
to softs.
We skip on to 2 laps from there, and Alfie actually overtakes me because he's defending from Ulas, because Ulas was defending from Brendan. So Brendan pushing the top
Is he
3
slowing
to
down?
try and create some
On
chaos to
purpose?
get past.
They
But
might
luckily
help
we manage
Thomas.
it properly, and we stay in P2 in the optimal position as Brendan goes for a dive down the inside of Ulas there in the hairpin. Aggressive, but not dirty. I don't think he pushed him wide or anything, so I think that was just very good send by Brendan over there. Next lap, we just get past Alfie again, easily. Didn't even touch my ERS, didn't even push at all. Just the power of these mediums at the moment. So
ERS Brandon, I think he's using.
yeah,
They are fighting.
back to
Brandon
tire
is
saving
fighting
mode.
with,
As I was
Alfie
asking my
Ulas.
engineer basically every single lap what my
Brandon.
tire wear was, because I needed to
Okay.
save them. And we skip on to lap 21,
use
because
this
basically
rate
nothing
100.
happened until then. It was purely a train, and this is where the race starts to unfold. Here, I really want
not
to try and
using
keep
at all.
P2 or P3.
100%.
Ideally P2, but I wasn't going to be mad with
Plus
P3,
he's-
and I'll explain you
Plus he's
guys
on
why
50,
in a
he will
moment.
try- Alfie
So
will
I'm
try
here
to defend
using
from
some of the
Mikey.
ERS,
Yeah, Olaf
trying
is-
to
Olaf
see
is
if I can
everything.
keep P2, but their straight line speed with the DRS is just way too big. I could not hold them both together unless I used more ERS at the beginning, which I probably should have. But it's okay. It's not the end of the world because I had a strategy in mind. If I was going to be P3 in the last lap, and that is to, well, first of all, I knew Ulas had way less ERS. He was struggling with the ERS, so I wanted to pass Ulas on the Lecombe straight with my ERS, and I wanted to be P2 for the last back straight of the last lap. And with my wings and my ERS, and the slipstream of Alfie, I could easily catch him and battle him in the last chicane for the win. So that was my plan at this point. So all I had to do was stay as close as possible to Ulas and Alfie. So here, at the start of Sector 3, I'm going to use my ERS to just push Ulas closer and closer to Alfie. And who knows, maybe even just pass Ulas right here and then. Because he just had no ERS here. As he makes me go around the outside of Blanchimont. And he pushes me wide. Not too nice. I get a warning from it. But anyway, we're just going to sit behind. I'm not going to dive him and lose time for no reason, as Alfie makes a little bit of a mistake, and we are very, very close now.
Alfie 60.
So we're in a good position to even maybe pass both of them on the straight. But Ulas just has no pace at all. He is just basically braking at the exit of the corner. He just, I don't know, he had no grip or struggling with I don't know what it was. But as you can see, he's already flashing, which means he has no ERS. We're going to easily pass him with my ERS, as I got a little bit deep in Radion there. But we're going to get past him easily and keep my ERS for Alfie in the last sector. And I'm very, very close to him at this point. But Ulas goes glitching down the inside, dives it, and completely takes me out. I got marbles, so I had no grip there, and I lost time to Alfie. Once again, being pushed off.
He's literally 0
and
ERS.
being taken the chance to potentially fight for the win
25.
taken away from me, out of my hands. It's been reported. It's down to the stewards now to decide what's going to happen with that. Obviously, I'm pretty optimistic that my penalty will be removed and he will get a penalty, but that doesn't change the fact that now I'm too far behind Alfie and I cannot stay close to him and fight him for the win at the end of the race. So I was very not content. I was not happy. So we're gonna have to
Secure P2.
we're gonna have to secure P2
He's on
here.
5%.
Still very good points in the championship. We are catching very quickly the top 3, top 4. So we're actually, I think now 19 points behind P1 in the standings, which is still my teammate. So we're back in the fight. Few good races here and there, and we're most definitely back in the fight. So that was a good race nonetheless. I get very frustrated here in the end, but that's just emotions running high. Also the fact that it happened the same week, or the same thing happened the week before, but the same drivers, it really just exaggerated the situation. But nonetheless, we finished P2, Alfie P1, P3, Ulas will get penalty, and yeah, I think Marcel would drop down to P4, Jarno to P5. So yeah, that's going to be the end of today's race and today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, WR, in Abu Dhabi. Ciao guys.